Recently, we saw the situation with LeBron and Stephen A. Smith. LeBron confronted him during the Lakers game for comments regarding Bronny and Bron's parenting. And Stephen A. going on what LeBron described as a Taylor Swift-like media tour when LeBron pulled up the Pat McAfee show. So what's your reaction to the beef between LeBron and Stephen A. Smith?
Well, I'm going to guess there's one word that triggered LeBron, and that's where you critique him as a father.
Yeah.
Okay?
Pleading.
You critique him as a father, and that probably hit home. Okay, first of all, Stephen A. goes on the show, and this is when his son got into the game early against the Sixers, and he's matched up with Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey, he burns everybody. He's a tremendous player. And then here's LeBron saying, Stephen A. going, LeBron, promise me. Like, he made it seem like this is, that he should be reported to the services, as a bad parent. He didn't send him to Afghanistan for the war. He just, JJ put him in the game. That, I would blame JJ, not LeBron. And I just thought that it was Stephen A. Being overly dramatic. And then if you critique me as a father, then we got a little bit of an issue here. Now, did it evolve or devolve into something silly? Like, do you really think Stephen A. was going to swing at LeBron James?
No. Would have liked to see it.
No.
Yeah, I would. Yes, because is LeBron going to put his hands on Stephen A.?
No.
He saw him. I'm going to say something to you, and it's basically, and Stephen A. has come out and he's basically said, hey, LeBron, Michael's the GOAT, not you. Like, why say that?
Yeah.
I mean, you're doing it in an angry way. Like, you clearly don't like LeBron. There is history there. And LeBron probably thought, enough of this shit. You can critique me as a basketball player, but I gave my son an opportunity. Yes. Is there nepotism? Yes. Would you do the same thing?
For yours.
Would you do, if my son wanted to get into the business, I would be helping him get into the business. And I don't have any problem with, LeBron has been, by all accounts, pretty damn good parent and husband. So Stephen A. used the platform to make it about Stephen A. And hey, I can call out LeBron. And I hated to see it. I was embarrassed, really, for my profession. But Stephen A., felt strongly about it. And then, as he said, hey, I was there, and athletes will say, if you're going to say something, show up. And he did. I just didn't want to see if he was going to swing at LeBron. Yeah. That would have ended quickly. That would have been quick. Yeah. I got to see Mike Tyson fight in person a few times. It might have been one of those where you go, oh boy. It's one punch. And that's it. So have you guys had any of that happen to you where somebody challenges you that way?
Me personally, no.
Yeah.
Isaiah Stewart.
Good job, Steve. Bring it up.
Yes, Isaiah Stewart did that to me, but the problem is he didn't read what I wrote correctly. Like he didn't read the words exactly how they were written. I think at some point he pretended that I said something I didn't. So I wrote that, I don't know if you got the NBA memo. The memo is we wait till our teammates get behind us and then we pretend to fight so we don't get fined. It's like WWE.
Yeah.
He read that you waited till your teammates got there. So basically he thought I called him soft. Yeah. And I thought he was faking. So I told him to fake. He thought I said he was faking. So
But not a member of the media.
No. So he ran up on me.
Yeah, but
So
a
you
member
were
of
the
the
media.
media.
I was the media.
And
he was LeBron James.
He was LeBron.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
And unlike Stephen A. Smith, swinging was not on my mind. Now, I can tell you that for sure. I was trying to stop myself from running, but, there's the weight room behind me, and you don't want that gorilla up in there.
I just, I don't know why LeBron is so polarizing to people. I have great admiration for what I think it's the greatest basketball career if you look at the totality of it. He's never going to be Mike. Never. People won't allow it.
Yeah.
But LeBron, you're the all-time leading scorer. You're going to be in top 10 in steals and assists. Half your career you played in the NBA Finals. He dragged that Cavalier team that's one of the worst teams that's ever gone to the finals. He bounced around to win championships. I get that. Mike, never did. He went to the Wizards so he could be an owner. But it's just interesting how we hold on to that memory of Michael Jordan like it's dear life. And LeBron can never, ever. LeBron could win 7 titles. He would never be viewed as better than Michael Jordan, I think, in the public consciousness.
So Dan, we talked about the LeBron Stephen A. Smith situation. You asked our crew if they've ever had something like that. But have you ever had beef with an athlete over something you said that they weren't feeling?
Yes. I had an interview with Alex Rodriguez that did not go well. I didn't know it didn't go well until I tried to get him back on the show, and then I was told when he was with the Texas Rangers, it's like, Alex has a problem with you. And I'm thinking, okay. Well, we were in Dallas, and I went over to the Rangers game, went into the locker room, and what happened, backstory, is I had A-Rod on, and we were taping an interview, and he starts talking about Derek Jeter's contract and saying he doesn't do anything better than me, and how can they give him $18 million? And then, he said, hey, are we taping this? And I said, yes. Now, at no point did he say, hey, just make sure you don't run that with Derek Jeter. And then he later did an interview, I think, with Esquire magazine and kind of said the same things that he said to me on my show. So I go to the locker room. I'm like, all right, I'll go. And if I said something, I'll apologize. I get in there, and A-Rod is standing by his locker, and he's talking to a teammate. And I got Canseco and Pudge Rodriguez, Rafael Palmeiro, I think Juan Gonzalez. They're all on the back of a couch with their arms, like they're watching this because they know like something's going down. And it could be me who's going down. And A-Rod, I think his teammate was Mike Lamb. So I wait and I go, hey. And he goes, and then he just got right in my face. Like we were nose to nose. And I thought, he's going to drop me. and I was trying to figure out, like, what did I do? And then he told me, and then I said, you said the same thing in Esquire magazine. And he just wouldn't listen. So I said to the guy that I work with, Rob Dibble, who used to pitch for the Cincinnati Reds, 6'4", 235. And I said, hey, Dibs, if he knocks me out, I want you to hit him. And right there in front of A-Rod, I just turned and I said, hey, and then A-Rod, for some reason, kind of turned away, and then that was it. The other one was Lawrence Taylor, LT. Oh, boy. So he had just announced that he was being suspended for cocaine use, and I was a reporter at CNN. And LT read a statement to the print media, but I needed to get it on camera for CNN. He comes out of this press conference, and then I'm there with my cameraman, and I said, hey, LT, could you read that statement on camera? And then he doesn't say anything. He keeps walking. And I said, hey, LT, Dan Patrick, CNN, can you read that? He goes, call my agent. I said, I already called your agent. And then he kept walking. And I go, God. I said, hey. And then he said, don't you ask me again. And then he had dark sunglasses on. I could see the whites of his eyes through his dark sunglasses. And I thought, I'm in trouble. So I say to my cameraman, I remember his name, Ricky Shine. I said, Ricky, keep rolling if he hits me. And LT got in a dark blue Porsche and peeled out. And I went, holy shit, what just happened here? And all I was trying to do was do my job. I was trying to be respectful, but I thought that was go time. Well, it wasn't go time, but it was gone time because I was in trouble. I was in trouble. But I think those are the two were, there's been misunderstandings sometimes with people, and then you try to clear it up. But those are the two where I thought I was going to get punched.
Well, Dan, we appreciate you for your time. Got one more question for you before we let you go. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about the MVP race in the NBA, SGA, Jokic.